Now, the likes of EOH and Spur have recently reported a mix of numbers, but positive results overall. According to Vanessa van Vieren from Sanlam Investment Management, this reflects the recovery phase of several of small cap stocks. Now, she joins us now all the way from Cape Town. Vanessa, thank you so much for your time today. Before we get into the companies, let's take a look at some of the best performing sectors with regard to small caps. Which might be those for you?
Hi, good evening. Yeah, I think small caps have continued to have a really good quarter. If you look so far for the third quarter, up around 8%. But definitely you've seen a bit of a rotation back into large caps. So we've seen the large caps outperforming this quarter. However, year to date, small caps are still the top performing area. And it's coming mainly from your small caps that are putting out some really good earnings results. We've seen, as you mentioned earlier, the likes of EOH, Spur, there's companies, a whole flurry of companies have reported recently, and the results have been very positive on the small cap side.
Vanessa, let's take a look at the likes of EOH. That share price has rallied in the last year, up by 88%. Some people say that it's a services company that's doing very well in a technology space. How would you say it's compared to the likes of Jasco?
Yeah, it's very different. I think Jasco is more on the engineering side. So EOH is very much, it is a software-based business, very big on the enterprise resource side and on the software side, and also on the consulting side, so business process outsourcing. So I wouldn't say the two are directly comparable, in fact not at all. And EOH's strategy is really to consolidate all of these smaller little IT offerings and to build their capacity in key software areas like SAP or Oracle or HP, etc. And they're doing that very successfully.
Vanessa, let's also take a look at Iliad. That's a building materials group, not doing very well because we know that the likes of Cashbuild have also suffered a knock with regard to their numbers. But how are your investors eyeing Iliad?
I think Iliad has been a difficult one. It's also been under a lot of pressure because I think the market has weakened quite materially in the first half of this year, as reflected in Cashbuild's results as well. So that was very much a top-line story where we saw demand for building materials coming off quite a bit. However, Iliad's issues are also very stock-specific, where internally they're going through a restructure, they're rebranding themselves to a single brand on the general building material side, and so they've been inwardly focused and rationalizing their portfolio as well. But putting all of that aside, that's pretty much in the base now, and I think going forward they are looking to recover, and it's probably offering fantastic value within the small cap sector. It's one of the cheapest stocks at the moment on our radar.
Let's also look at the likes of Eqstra. That's an industrial group's equipment. We know that on a larger scale, the construction companies and bigger industrial producers haven't been performing too well.
Yeah, look, Eqstra is also quite different as well, given that they've got the fleet management and logistics side. It's had a very good result, and I think it surprised the market on the upside.